And also on the programme, the UK has just experienced its warmest summer on record. Scientists say human-driven climate change is partly to blame. The UK has just experienced its warmest summer on record, according to figures confirmed by the Met Office. It means all 5 of the warmest summers recorded have now occurred since 2000. And climate scientists say that another as hot or hotter than this year is now 70 times more likely than it would be in a climate with no human-caused greenhouse gas emissions. Here's Justin Rolat.
It's official. This year, the UK experienced its hottest summer on record. The average temperature was 16.10 degrees Celsius, which is just over 1.5 degrees above the long-term average. And the Met Office says climate change caused by human activities was a key factor.
In a natural climate, we could expect to see a summer exceeding 2025 with an approximate return period of around 340 years. While in the current climate, we could expect to see these sorts of summers roughly 1 in every 5 years.
Another way of putting that is that the record high temperatures we experienced this summer were made 70 times more likely because of global warming. This shows the 6 hottest years, and you can see this summer, 2025, was significantly warmer than the previous records. And look, the legendarily hot summer of 1976 doesn't even make the top 5 warmest summers anymore. This summer wasn't marked by record high temperatures or very long heat waves like we had in 1976 or more recently in 2022. But the ground was dry after an exceptionally sunny spring. The seas around the UK were unusually warm, and we had lots of high pressure systems which brought hot sunny days. It was that above average heat day and night, month after month, which made this summer a record breaker. This shows just how hot it's been. The darker the colour, the higher the temperature. Those dark spots covering parts of the Midlands show where temperatures were more than 2 degrees above the long-term average. The red area is 1.5 degrees above it. And this was one result: wildfires. We're on track to beat the UK record for wildfires, say fire chiefs. It's a warning, according to scientists, that while many of us may enjoy the warm weather, it is bringing changes that are making the world a more dangerous place. Justin Rolat, BBC News.
Provisional data from the Met Office has confirmed that this summer was the UK's warmest on record. The average temperature across all 4 nations from June to August was 16.1 Celsius. That's more than 1.5 degrees higher than the long-term average. And it's not a one-off. The famous summer of 1976 now doesn't even feature in the top 5 of UK hot summers. Carrie Davis reports from Lincolnshire on the effects of our changing climate.
British farmers have always been at the mercy of the weather, but extreme conditions are making things tougher. This exceptionally hot and dry year means at Moor Farm in Peterborough, they had to harvest grain a month early.
So the red line is the line of our harvest from last year. We feel reasonably fortunate with the season that we've had, that we are only 20% down. Unfortunately, some of our fellow farming members are up to 50% down in yield.
The livestock here are primarily grass-fed, but without rain, the grass doesn't grow. Like many farmers across the UK, they've been forced to dip into winter feed supplies.
Come on, girls! They have literally no grass. We've had no rain, no substantial rain since February. The main problem is that we are using our winter stocks of feed, that we've only got 60% of our winter feed allocation harvested, and we won't get any more. And we're currently using some of that now, and it's only the 1st of September.
2025 is officially the hottest summer on record. We've had 4 heat waves since June. It knocks the infamous summer of 1976 out of the UK's top 5 warmest, meaning they've now all occurred since the year 2000.
It's always concerning when we see these kind of records, and we're seeing them more and more frequently. So far, thanks to human activity, we've warmed the planet by about 1.3 degrees since pre-industrial times. And under current policies, we're on track for about 2.6 degrees of warming by the end of the century.
At this garden centre chain, the dry heat means higher costs, including paying staff to come in earlier to water the plants.
Going forward in the future, longer, hotter summers, it is going to be a problem. Unfortunately, I think the cost will end up being passed on to the customer so that the business can keep running.
And it's stressful for the trees. Leaves are browning and seeds are dropping early. It could make winter difficult for the wildlife that usually relies on them. Carrie Davis, ITV News.
Becky is here with much more on this. I was going to say everyone loves a warm, sunny day. I mean, not everyone does, clearly, but how serious is this now, that this is the warmest summer on record?
It's really serious, and you're right, it's actually quite tricky as a weather presenter because people do love the warm, sunny days, but now, when you look at the details, it's really, really serious. The Met Office Climate Research has revealed that without climate change, we would normally expect to see summers like this approximately every 340 years. But when you add the impact of climate change, we now expect to see these sorts of summers every 5 years. 340 years versus 5 years. It's absolutely mind-blowing and very concerning. Summer 2025, officially the warmest on record, but what about the lack of rain? We've only seen 81% of the expected rainfall in the last 3 months. And this map that the Met Office have just released really brings that home. Everywhere that is coloured brown has seen below average rain. The darker the brown, the drier it's been, and of course the heat and the lack of rain is creating that false autumn. There is rain on the cards though this week, particularly on Wednesday, when a deep area of low pressure, as you can see, it sweeps in from the Atlantic and could bring up to half a month's worth of rain to the UK in just a few hours. So we seem to have jumped straight from autumn, from spring and then summer and then into autumn, feet first, but at least the only thing that is going to be happy about this is the rainfall tables, which are finally getting some recovery.
Yeah, and breathe. Becky, thank you very much for that.